want anybody to come up and use that TJ Allison court and play on the play stuff and enjoy what our community voted in with our last bond election. So if there's ever a time you can't get in, you need to say, somebody's not doing their job, and you call me and I'll make sure that it gets done. Because I want to make sure that there's lots of access to that area. So we did the fencing and we did the court, and we also did a security system called Dippy. Put it out to bid, and they came in with the lowest bid available. So we started at about mid-June, and they thought it would be finished by now, but they're still here today doing some tweaking and gate stuff like that because it was a lot more than they thought it was going to be. But with that security system comes a little bit more close down of our campus. I know you guys are just like me, you watch the news and Facebook has everything you never want to know or don't want to know, whatever. But you know, there's so many things that happen in schools anymore. And so our biggest intent is to keep our kids and our staff safe during the school day. And I know we live in a place where we don't really necessarily think maybe that's going to happen to us.
Are the chairs there?
But it happens for the people that had it happen in their schools. That's what they thought too, that it'll never happen in our school. So what we've done is we have a security, a card system. I'll get my see it. And all of the staff, we all have cards where we can get in and out of the buildings.
Let's see what happens.
I had this wad of keys. I never knew where anything was. So where my keys were,
Like the last time we
which
used
one went where. So now we all have a card that looks just like this. And we just put it on the door, it opens the doors, it gets us in where we need to. And the kids don't have it. They, the doors that they need to get into are open, and if they're changing classes at the high school, they're open a certain amount of time so they can get in and out. And we're hoping that they don't dilly-dally around and then get late. And then they have to come into the front door and then they have to look at Kendra and a little thing and say I'm late and do the thing. But so this is part of the security system for the staff.
Yeah.
And then the second part that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Tucker just a little bit, is the kiosk in the front. We have been very, well, up to this point, the doors at the elementary and at the high school have been open. We haven't shut anything down. We thought it would be best to kind of ease into the school year, let everybody kind of see it at the front door, kind of get familiar with what's going to be there. And our goal is this coming Monday to go ahead and lock everything down and start using the system that we have. So what the hope is tonight is that we can explain a little bit about those red kiosks out there, and it's going to help you expedite how you get in and out of the doors. There is a way to download on your phone. It has your information on it, and you can scan your phone when you come in, as opposed to putting all your information in. One of the best things about this system is that when you originally do it, you're going to have a driver's license. You're going to have a state ID. And you do that, and then it puts it through the National Offender Registry for us. If somebody comes on campus and is not supposed to be in a school, it's going to say, oops, something's gone wrong. Hold on, we'll be right with you. And then it's going to go to one of the principals, or Amanda, or Kendra, or Cassie there at the elementary, and it's going to say, listen, there's somebody trying to get into your school that's not necessarily somebody that needs into schools. So we're really excited about that part too. But after that, if you put all your information in, we're going to help you get that done, and then it'll always be on your phone. It goes in your wallet if you've got an iPhone, and I'm not sure if it's also called wallet with the Android. With the Android, it's also called wallet. So it'll always be there, and you can just push on wallet, it comes up, you scan your phone, and then you do your thing, tell the computer why you're here, who you need, what you're doing. And then there'll always be somebody at one of the offices that will buzz you in to be able to come in. And our kiosks will also print you out a visitor badge so that you can put your visitor badge on. People know, hey, we've got a visitor in our building, they've already been through the kiosk process, and they're supposed to be in our building. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda. She's got a very short PowerPoint. Like I said, we're going to try to keep this very short so you can get to church if you would like to attend church, because I I know that 6:30, is that right? Most churches kind of pick up at 6:30. So go through the PowerPoint, and then after that, if you have questions, we want to answer your questions, and then we would like to take everybody out to the kiosk and just let you kind of push the buttons, you know, and do what you, be familiar with it and understand it and hopefully be easier access for you for the future. So, Amanda.
Okay, thank you guys for coming, we really appreciate it. So I did a really short PowerPoint, just kind of walk you through step by step what each screen means on the kiosk, that way whenever you see it, you know what you should hit. I downloaded a new app that's supposed to let me control my computer from my phone, and obviously I should practice it. Okay, so what's new? As she said, all the doors are locked. Everybody has a little key card so they can get in wherever they need to be. We supplied that to law enforcement so they can all have a key card. So if they need to get in, they can get in. Venture playground and then the visitor access system with SchoolSafe, and then we're going to add more cameras. So, because you can never have enough cameras, that way we can kind of have more eyes around the buildings. Okay, so what is Safe ID? Like Ms. Anderson said, it just scans your driver's license and checks to make sure that you should be on school grounds. It's quick, it's easy. I've got it set up so all the administrators and the secretaries all get an email and a text message if somebody would happen to scan and they're not supposed to be on school grounds. We can also set it up so if there's a custody issue with so-and-so's not supposed to take my child. You know, there's something going on and that person is not to have contact with your child. If we can have that person's full name, their legal first name, their legal last name, and their date of birth, we can go ahead and preload them in the system and put a flag on it and put a note in there that there's a custody issue, and that text message will also go to the administrators and to the secretaries. That way they know when that person scans their driver's license, they're going to get a notification immediately that, hey, we need to check something out here. You know, that way we're just not letting someone in that could cause a problem. Or maybe it's a parent that maybe has been, or maybe a visitor that has been disruptive before. They've kind of just gone through the building with not meaning any harm, but, you know, it's somebody that we really just want to make sure that somebody has an eye on that person when they're in the building. We can set that up, and that way we know that, hey, so-and-so's in the building. Okay, so how do you gain access to the building? All parents, visitors, substitutes, contractors, volunteers, you're going to have to go through the main doors at both sites. You're going to check in on the red kiosk that's at the front door of both buildings. You're going to scan your driver's license. It's going to print you out a badge, and then you're going to hit the doorbell ringer that's right there at the front door, and then one of the secretaries will give you access to the building. Late arrivals. So your kid is late for school. Either they've overslept, they've missed the bus, they had a doctor's appointment, so something was going on and they're late to school. So they're going to have to come in through the front door of both sites. All the other doors are locked, so they need to come through the front door. High school students can check themselves in. They know how to spell their name, they know what their 4-digit PIN number is, they can hit the doorbell ringer, and Kendra or Amantha or Judy can let them into the building. And that will allow them, it's going to print a badge for them, it's going to say why they were late, and they're just going to go to class. That's going to be their tardy slip or whatever, entrance slip, whatever to class, so they're not going to need to stop by the office. If they're tardy in between classes, they just don't make it to 6th hour on time, and their teacher says go get a tardy slip, they're still going to go have to see Kendra, and Kendra's going to issue them a tardy slip. Elementary parents, you're going to have to walk your child into the school, because they're going to have to type in their last name, they're going to have to click on their name, they're going to have to click why they were late, and then they're going to have to hit the doorbell ringer for Cassie to let them in the building. So that's a little much for a kindergartner to do. Maybe a 5th grader could probably do it, but we really want to make sure that the elementary parents aren't just pulling up to the front of the school and dumping their kids off after the tardy bell has rang, because they're going to be standing there and not know what to do. They're going to get in the front door, and then that next set of doors is going to be locked. You can't see through it. So So until they start banging on the door or whatever, we really just want the elementary parents to make sure that you bring your child into the school. Okay, so student checkout. This is going to be a big change. When you come to check your child out, you're going to have to come into the school, scan your driver's license on the kiosk. That way we can make sure, I'm going to pick on Jessica, she's sitting here, that Jessica is allowed to take Carson. You know, I don't want somebody calling saying, hey, I'm Jessica, I'm here to get Carson, and we call Carson and we just send her out to the car. Well, do we really know that's Jessica out there in the car? We really don't. So we're going to make everybody from now on, unless your child is 18 and they're an adult and they can check themselves out, you're going to have to come to the school, you're going to have to go to the kiosk, scan your driver's license, tell us why your child is leaving. We'll get your child and you can go on your way. So make sure you plan accordingly. I know it's going to be kind of a change from what's been going on now, but we really just want to make sure that when we release a kid outside that we're releasing them to a person that is supposed to be taking them, okay? Okay, so this is what the kiosk looks like. There's 4 options on it: visitor sign in, visitor sign out, student sign in, and student sign out. So it's very simple. It looks the same at both sites. You do have to have a pass, a digital pass for both schools. So once again, Jessica's got a kid at both sites, so Jessica's going to have 2 different passes on her phone. So when she comes to get Carson, she does it here, and when she gets Dawson, she's going to have to scan a different one. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so when you click visitor check-in, this is what comes up. So if you've got your driver's license, you're just going to scan the driver's license on the back of it. There's a barcode on it. It's going to pre-fill this information, and then you're just going to hit confirm and submit. If you don't have a driver's license, you're going to have to hit the doorbell ringer, say, hey, I need some help. I don't have my driver's license. If you've got it in your car, it's going to be way quicker if you just run back out there, grab your driver's license, and scan it. If you don't have it and it's I gotta have my kid today type thing, we'll come out there, we'll help you, get you signed in, and that way you can check the child out. So the next screen that's gonna come up is it's gonna say, save time, put your phone number in there. It's pretty simple, it's just a text message that comes to you, send my pass and continue. Then you've gotta say you're a visitor, why you're here. So you're going to select visitor, volunteer, substitute, student, teacher, or contractor. If you're a contractor, a substitute, a student, teacher, or a volunteer, it's going to come up with another field that's going to say, where are you going? So if you're a contractor, you know, you're going to have to type in, I'm working in the mechanical room on the air conditioner. Just something basic. That way, if we do, for some reason, have to locate everybody who was in the building, we can go down through that sheet and say, okay, well, we know so-and-so was working in the mechanical room or in this end of the building, so we know somebody else is going to be here. That way, if we do have to go on lockdown and we need to locate everybody, we can say, okay, well, I know that the electrician was here, so we can look. Then you're going to align your face. It's going to take this lovely little picture of you. It's not the best, but it works. So there it is. So that's what it's going to look like. You're going to hit yes, print badge. It's got a little printer beside it, and it's going to spit out a little card. And you're just going to stick it on your chest. This little stick. So if you're checking out, when you're done, all you have to do is take your badge off, scan it, throw it away. That way we know that you have left it. That way we're not looking for you in case something does happen. Okay, elementary student check-in. So you're going to type in your child's name. So it pulls every kid for the entire district. So like my kid is Tucker, so it pulls Emily Tucker, Kale Tucker, and Thomas Tucker. So I've got to select which Tucker I'm going to check in. Why? Are we late? Well, either we missed the bus, overslept, doctor's appointment, illness, weather, or family matters. Pretty simple. You don't have to explain anything. Just click one of those buttons. And then it prints a badge for the elementary student. If you hit print pass, hit the buzzer, Cassie's going to let you in. Elementary students will just go to Cassie, give her the badge, and she'll make sure that they get to class from there. High school students, as you yours is a little different. Do you have a student ID badge with you? Right now, we don't have those. We have the capabilities with this system to print them. So that's probably something that we're gonna do is print it that way. They all have one, make a little business card, laminate it, give it to them. So maybe they could have it, they could scan it, and that way they don't have to go through and search for their name. So for now, they'll just hit no, student name, type it in. So Emily Tucker is gonna check in. I'll have to enter my 4-digit PIN number. The kids should all know it. It's their lunch number, it's their library number, so it's a fairly common number. Why are they late? And then they're gonna hit print pass and they're gonna go to class. They don't need to go see Kendra and get a tardy slip. That is their pass. They're gonna give it to the teacher, and that's what their teacher's gonna put in Infinite Campus. So student checkout. Once again, you're gonna come in, you're gonna hit student checkout, you're gonna scan your driver's license, or you're gonna scan your app. It's gonna take a picture of you again, even though you've already taken one picture, it's gonna take another one. That way, Jessica hasn't shared her app with somebody else, and they come up here to get Carson. We can know, okay, well, they scanned it, it says Jessica, well, yeah, she's checking out Carson, but when we go back and look at the picture, well, wait, that's not what Jessica looks like. So we can kind of track a little bit better on who checked somebody out. So if there is questions, we can say, well, no, this is the person that used the kiosk to check them out. So you're going to put your kid's name in there on who you're going to check out. And this is the same for elementary and for high school. If you're checking out more than one kid, you can do that. I could have searched for Tucker again and selected my daughter Emily. That way both of them were checking out. So if they both have doctor's appointments or we have a family matter that we need to go take care of, I can check them both out at the same time. So you don't have to do this for multiple kids. You can add all of your kids at once and hit checkout. So then you're just going to submit. It tells you who was authorized signing it out, and then that's it. Mr. Ferris? Okay, so here's what the digital pass looks like. iPhone, it goes, whenever you put it in there, it sends you a text message. There's a link in it, you hit download link, and then it comes up, do you want to add this pass? You hit add in the top right-hand corner, and it adds it to your Apple Wallet. Android, you have to, from what I understand, the wallet is not already preloaded on Android devices, so you have to download the free Google Wallet app from the Play Store, but it'll be the same thing. You'll download the app, and then once you get the text message, you'll just click on the link, and it downloads the app to your phone. So that is what it looks like. Whenever you get close to the school, if you have in location services, if you had that turned on for your wallet, whenever you get close to the school, it's going to already be popped up on your screen. That way you don't have to go to the wallet, you can just click on it, kind of like Walgreens does when you get close to Walgreens, you know, it pulls up with your rewards card. So that way you don't have to go digging through it. It should already pre-populate if you have it turned on in location services. At least that's where it is on Apples, I'm not sure on Android, but you've got to turn on location services. Yeah. That's all I've got.
One thing I do want to say is, like, when we have ball games, we have events that you're trying to get in the door will be open. So we won't have everybody standing out in the line trying to get in with the pass. The ball games, everything like that, that's an after-school activity or something that we have the whole community coming in, you won't ever have to worry about that. So, I was going to get my phone out and you can kind of see what it looks like.
Once you have it in your wallet, you won't have to have your driver's license.
Nope. As soon as you download the wallet app or get the pass in your wallet, you do not have to have your driver's license again. So that stores your information on it.
If you have the iPhone, there's already an app on there that says wallet, and then this comes right up. And like Amanda said, if you get close to the school and you have your location services on, it'll just come up for you and it'll already be there.
Yeah. The elementary school, I think it says welcome to the elementary school. I guess we can pre-program messages, so if there's no school on Friday, we can put that on there, no school Friday. Hopefully somebody will remember to change it that evening, that way you don't come to school Monday going, oh, no school Friday, what do we really do?
If you have a kid in both schools, you have two of those?
You will have two of those. I went ahead and downloaded two.
So that you
Just
can,
that way we can
both
see the-
systems are, they're independent of each other, because we've got the high school, middle school, and elementary.
So when you go pick up a kid, like take them to a doctor's appointment, when you sign in, you'll be signing out yourself, and the student will also be signing out.
Well, you will just, whenever you come to check a child out for a doctor's appointment, you will just do student sign out. Sign your child out, hit the buzzer, and say, I'm here to get so-and-so. The only reason you would need to do a visitor sign-in is if you have a meeting with a teacher, administrator, you're here for,
You're staying.
you're staying for a
Just
period of
checking
time.
out.
You're not just coming in to check a child out.
Do we actually come in the building and we're checking them out, or do we just wait?
You can probably just do
They'll
that till,
let you in, they'll be able to get in.
yeah, you can just tell Kendra that,
I'm here to pick them up, she'll let you.
we will be developing a Google form, a little quiz survey for you guys to take, to kind of update our who can take my child list. Just that way everybody's information is up to date. Some of it came through when we did online enrollment and some of it didn't. Just that way we know that when, you know, Jessica is authorized to take her child or Bryce can take the kids. Just that way we know if there's a custody issue, I'm sure we already know in the office, but maybe something has changed that we need to know about.
And sometimes we get, you know, from year to year, some people are okay to pick up someone's child and then the next, it's not okay. And it happens more than you think. And I know that my granddaughter goes to Mustang Public School, they have the same the same system. And so when I go there, Amanda has put me on a list that says, this, for the 17-18 school year, Donna Anderson can pick Catherine up. Now, next year, she's mad at me and don't want me to pick up my grandchild. She won't put me on that list. So we want to make sure that we're doing what you want us to do with your child and not ever having a mistake made and they go with someone they're not supposed to.
So what happens at an event where you have, say, Jessica's picking up, but she's not on my
You need to
person?
call.
I mean, can we call?
Yeah, you need to call the school and say, and that's generally what people do now, is they call the school and say, hey, so-and-so is, Aunt Missy is coming to get my kids. And that's fine. Or they send a note saying, hey, so-and-so is gonna go home with so-and-so. And that's fine, we understand that, but we just wanna make sure that we've got those, many of those, you know, we don't want so-and-so taking my child.
Are there any other?
At the end of the day, no. No, just if you're checking them out in the middle of the day for a doctor's appointment, a family matter, you're leaving to go to Oklahoma City for whatever reason and you need to leave early, that would be it. If it's for an athletic event and they're leaving early, then you don't need to come up here and check them out. Obviously, they're gonna be on a list from their coach saying that they're leaving early. Yes.
Do the kids know this is gonna roll out on Monday?
They will. Most of them have seen it, and a lot of them have kind of already like looked at it and kind of like, what do I do? So some of them have already kind of played with it. We've had visitors already use it. They walk up, and we had a contractor come up the other day to do something, and he goes, oh yeah, I'm used to doing this. I was like, oh, okay, great, awesome, go for it.
Amanda's also, in the next couple of days, going classroom to classroom at the middle school, high school, to go over all of this with the kids, so that they understand it. And I don't know, elementary, did you do what was scheduled that at all?
No, I don't know.
I think we're just really trying to get the kids that have the most traffic in and out of the doors in the high school.
If your child leaves for lunch, if they're the age group where they can leave for lunch, they don't need to check out. I mean, they've already signed saying they can leave for lunch. So I don't think they need to check out to leave for lunch.
They'll just have to check back in if the door's locked, they can't get back
I
in.
mean, they'll just have to make sure that they're here during that class, which they're used to already. Because I mean,
They're used to the doors.
the door's locked at a certain point, so they know that if the door's locked, they get to walk all the way around to the front door. Because that's one thing that we have told all the kids is, it doesn't matter if I'm standing at the door banging and saying, let me in. Well, yeah, I'm Emily's mom, but you're not supposed to do that. You know, if I lose my key card, then I need to go through the front door. And come in like anybody else does. So just because, you know, the kids know somebody doesn't mean that they need to be let in the building.
One of the, I was on a statewide committee that went to FEMA and trained. And one of the biggest things that happens in schools like ours is there are so many doors, and you have so much problem with being able to secure all the doors. And so one of the biggest goals that we have is to really narrow where people can come in and out for the security of the students. And the system is really a wonderful way to keep track of who's coming and going, and also to protect kids from, you know, we've got people that are on some of those registry lists that don't need to be coming through this, but we don't know that. You know, I don't know just if someone's coming to the door, but if they have to scan their driver's license, I do know, or we do know. So all of this is in an effort to really bring it all in, make it a safer environment, and keep kids safe, and not to keep you out. We don't want to keep you out. We just want to keep kids safe and keep access limited to just a couple of doors.
Different system for the track,
Yep, this is the system for the
same system, so.
And as soon
how
as
this
we,
is
yes,
done, we can get in the track and.
And the plan for that is, because we've already, you know, we've opened the gates at the elementary. That's just, you know, that's, the problem that I have with the track, and we've discussed this lots and lots for the last 3 years that I've been here, is that when something happens to that facility, it's not a quick fix. If something were to happen to the football field, you have to get on somebody's schedule. 3 months later, they come and they sew it together for you. You have an earthquake that gives you ditches in the middle or whatever. Somebody has to come and fix that. It takes time. So what my goal is balancing how to let everybody be on that facility, and also make sure 12 years from now, some other superintendent's not standing here saying, I don't know why we're having to come to you for more money. I wasn't here, I didn't make those decisions. Well, that was Miss Anderson. She was a free-for-all. She let you do what you want. That was her fault. I don't want that. I want 10 years from now, 12 years from now, the kids that are here to still be using those facilities. So this card will be checked out to anybody who wants to come up, fill out the paperwork just like you do if you want to use the gyms, you want to use the auditorium, you want to use the cafeteria, and then I will check you out one of these cards that is specifically your card. So when you go in the gate, it shows up on our, as Cheryl Jansen came in and she walked in, and we know who was in there, and Cheryl Jansen brought her 5 dogs in, and they all pooped on the brand new track. So we're going to say, Cheryl, don't bring those dogs, they poop too much. But that's where we're headed. And I'm hoping in the next month, within the next month, to have that ready to do. So you can come up here, you can go in, you can walk in the evening, you can walk in the morning, anytime that we're not during the school day, on the weekends, in the summer, whatever. There will probably be times that we shut cards off. That would be like during the school day when the kids are here. But if the kids aren't here and somebody wanted to come in from, I don't know, 5 to 8 and walk in the morning, or after school like we do from 3:30 to 9 at the elementary, that's when your card will be able to be used. And that way I also have your information about phone numbers and things like that, just like I do when we rent out or not rent out, but just open up the gym. Yeah.
We're gonna have to have one to get into the school barn.
No,
The
you
show
go right in there and see those pigs.
There is I mean, the school barn does have
It has
a
a
card
key.
thing on it, but it's only gonna be locked when there's not animals there. So when all the animals are gone, then we'll lock it up, because there's not much activity out there, just that way we can make sure that, you know, nobody's out there vandalizing the pens.
Yeah, we want you to, we don't want you to have to work to get your animals fed,
Okay.
or water, or that kind of thing. that adds an extra step to the dads who do all the work. I know, my girls have pigs. So, any other questions? You know, we're really just trying to move us into a different era. Preventative measures instead of be proactive, instead of defensive, you know, we're just trying to do some good things for the community and kids. But if you're ready, if anybody wants us to help you with your kiosk, we can show you the kiosk, or put on your phone, put the badge on your phone, we're here to do that. We're here for you.
She said.
So we'll help you. Actually, I'm gonna say, let her help you with the badge, because I'm not gonna do that. And then I'll come out there and I'll, run through the kiosk with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Please, 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 come ask questions, call,
Have you seen it to you? Check out Rally. It's a movie. It's in that. It's pretty. I don't know if it's on Netflix. It's, I don't know. But it's, you should check it out. It's pretty funny. I laughed pretty